Good evening. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused unimaginable health and economic challenges for many people in our community. But amid the anxiety and uncertainty and fear, so many local heroes have stepped up to help in whatever way they could. Tonight, we are celebrating some of these extraordinary people in our community. You are individuals who have gone above and beyond to help others. You represent the best of who we can be during a time of crisis, and you inspire others to be better. Here are some of your stories.
Hi, it's an absolute pleasure to bring greetings to everyone tuning in to this event hosted by our all-star MPP Donna Skelly. COVID-19 has impacted every aspect of our lives. This virus has brought great hardship, but it has also brought out the best in us. I have seen tremendous acts of strength, selflessness, and spirit, the true Ontario spirit from the people who call our province home. I want to thank all the pandemic heroes in Flamborough, Glanbrook, and across Hamilton for stepping up and going above and beyond to help others. I'm truly inspired by your tremendous acts of this generosity and support. You're all absolute champions. Thank you and God bless.
All of us can remember teachers who made a positive difference in our lives. Teachers who took the time to tutor, encourage, and help their students. Well, over the past year, students and their teachers have been faced with some extraordinary challenges. Let me introduce you to teachers who have risen to the challenge, and as such, they have been nominated as pandemic heroes in our community. Priscilla Mockery, principal at Belmore Elementary School in Binbrook, nominated her entire staff. She says all 89 individuals demonstrated determination, resiliency, and flexibility as they enthusiastically embraced the new protocols, moving seamlessly from in-person to virtual learning. Principal Kelly Rizzo jumped at the opportunity to nominate her entire staff at Balaclava School in Freelton. Ms. Rizzo wanted to recognize them for their efforts in keeping everyone safe and adapting to remote learning under difficult circumstances. The entire staff at St. James the Apostle School in Stony Creek was nominated by their principal, Alina Minacucci. The staff adapted to all of the protocols to keep students safe for in-person learning and adjusted just as quickly to virtual learning. The principal of St. Therese of Lisieux School in Hamilton nominated her entire school staff for the Pandemic Hero Awards. She says, from the vice principal to the teachers and support staff, everyone was committed to keeping the students safe. When they were called on to teach virtually, the teachers taught while keeping their students engaged. Joanna Shammin, the vice principal at St. Therese of Lisieux School, says her principal, Josie Peeney, should also be recognized as a pandemic hero. Principal Peeney was scheduled to retire in 2020, but she postponed her retirement to be at the school to support her staff and students throughout the pandemic.
And I thought, what a terrible time to leave everyone. We were all, in fear. We all had anxiety because we didn't know what was coming. We didn't know the worst of it. We knew that different waves were coming. And I thought I just couldn't, after, 31 years, I thought I just couldn't leave this way and just kind of leave everyone, out there kind of, I thought, we're going to go through this together.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dean Younger, and I'm principal of St. Thomas the Apostle Catholic Elementary School in Waterdown, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. When Donna Skelly sent out communication about this Pandemic Hero Award, two names from our school immediately popped into my mind, and that's William and Olivia Pang, a brother and sister sibling dynamic duo who served our community exceptionally well over the last year. In March, And every Friday, all the way till June, they would prepare an online trivia game using the Kahoot application, and they would create a series of multiple choice questions, and oftentimes quite tricky. They'd work tirelessly to create these wonderful, engaging games, and then every Friday afternoon, we'd log in, and there William and Olivia would sit like a seasoned team, a seasoned duo of professionals. And it was in a sense of camaraderie that we competed. We continued this past January and February when we went back into our virtual learning mode. And by this time, we were hosting well over 130 to 150 families virtually. And through January and February, again, it was their joy that was transferred out to our community. So for this last year, I couldn't think of a more deserving individual or two individuals of this wonderful Pandemic Hero Award. William and Olivia, you truly are our inspirations and our pandemic heroes. Congratulations.
Wow, Olivia and William, congratulations. This is so exciting. How do you feel?
That's kind of tough to explain. Let's put it as like, sort of like happy for it, I guess.
Well, we are very, very proud, and I know Principal Younger and the entire school is very proud and very happy that you were able to create this game. How did it all start?
I mean,
William started it, not me.
yeah, basically, but like,
I only make Kahoots because he started making them. But I used to do them with him.
What kinds of things did you do, Olivia? How did you help out? What were some of the things that you
I did the pictures.
Oh, yeah. What was the silliest question and silliest picture?
we were pretty serious for most of it.
No, I get the sports Kahoot where the Super Bowl picture where I put the trophy.
Oh, right.
And for a Super Bowl question in the sports theme, I put Charlie Brown slipping on a football.
Were you surprised how many people wanted to take part?
In the game?
Not really.
Yeah, maybe for me.
You said not really, Olivia. Was it because it was so much fun, or because people wanted to play together and get together? And
We did it for entertainment because we knew it was hard for everyone during the pandemic, so we wanted a little fun and to bring joy to people.
And you did. You really did. And so many people are so proud of you. How old are both of you?
I'm 12.
I'm 8.
You're 8 and 12. Wow. You know, this is pretty remarkable. What was the best part of all of this?
I don't know, perhaps maybe like seeing all the people like have fun, like get together, and then there'd be a ton more players than at like just in person, because like everyone would be playing for them like as a family, not as like
It was
a
like
classroom.
it'd be like nice seeing how happy people got when we were trying to bring joy to them, and because we like making people happy.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you, Olivia and William. You were terrific. We're all so, so very proud of you. I know that everybody in your school and your parents must be proud. Congratulations. And I hope to play the game one day.
Obviously, as students, it's been really difficult for, especially when when the pandemic just started. The curriculum didn't adapt well to online at all.
It's just been a pain in the butt because a lot of our because we're in the same program, a lot of our program is like group work, and it's really hard to do group work over the internet when some people are in completely different time zones.
As Canada's largest overnight express cargo hub, Hamilton Airport is playing a critical role in the distribution of COVID-19 vaccine right across the country. Premier Doug Ford was on the tarmac to meet the first shipment of Pfizer vaccines as they landed at the Hamilton Airport last December.
You understood, you heard that this airport would be receiving the first shipment of vaccine coming into Canada. Tell me about that, and tell me about the pride you must have felt when you heard the news.
Being the first shipment, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just even thinking about it now, because, you know, that had been what we all thought is the light at the end of the tunnel. And how are Canadians going to be safe? It's all about getting that vaccination. and being safe, and to know that Canada's first, shipment was arriving here, in a plane being operated by UPS in Hamilton, attracted, such an amazing amount of media attention. I don't think I appreciated what it actually meant until I was here and actually saw the plane and saw all the people that were here, awaiting its arrival. It was a very happy day.
We have been only married 7 years, so we're still kind of on honeymoon, so it's been kind of nice actually to have all that time together. He's working, I'm working at home part-time. It's been really hard not to see the grandkids though. We kept distance and masked on and outdoor visits and things whenever we could, but that's been probably the most difficult thing for us.
And then there are the pandemic heroes in our community who don't seek recognition, but deserve to be acknowledged for their efforts. John Gatto is the head custodian at St. Matthew Catholic Elementary School in Binbrook. Mr. Gatto was nominated because he works long hours to keep students safe, and he always puts the health and safety of others ahead of his own. Staff at Guardian Angels Elementary School nominated Pino Massaros. They say Mr. Massaros has been on the front lines since the pandemic began, ensuring the building was sanitized, there was adequate PPE, and that everyone was safe. Kathleen Randall is a pandemic hero. She kept her community at Christ Church in Flamborough connected through a weekly coffee hour by organizing phone trees and Zoom calls. Throughout the pandemic, Barbara Fanson never stopped thinking about others. She organized a food drive at Corpus Christi Church. Barbara raised funds for the Alzheimer's Walk, and she pulled 2,100 thistles from the Homebrook Park playground to make it safe for children. Penny Rundle was nominated for the Pandemic Hero Award because of her desire to reach out to others in need. She makes homemade cards for members of Case United Church. Penny heads Sunday school, sings in the choir, and after that, she makes lunch for the volunteers.
I nominated Inspector Sean Belay as a pandemic hero because Sean has worked tirelessly throughout the pandemic, establishing new protocols with a goal to keep members of the HPS and our community safe. And at the very early stages of the pandemic, when there was a worldwide shortage of personal protection equipment and a lot of unknowns about the pandemic, he was a key piece to ensure that our members were staying safe during those very uncertain times. He put in a number of protocols in terms of sanitation of the stations, the cells, anywhere that the public might be accessing our facilities, as well as for our members who are out on the street. And again, at the very beginning of the pandemic, where most businesses were shuttered, people were staying in their homes, our officers were still expected to respond for calls. So how did they respond to those calls? How did it look different pre-pandemic? And again, working very closely with our public health, Sean kept those communication lines open and established those protocols, again, to keep not only our members, but our members of our community safe.
Well, we have a lot of people that help us because we have children and we have neighbors and...
Not suffering at all.
You're not suffering at all.
No,
That's good.
Just that we miss going out.
Go to the park and have a coffee.
Yeah.
Sit and watch the kids.
What are you looking forward to most once this is over?
More freedom, because we have a lot of relatives and we can't visit them.
The volunteers at Food with Grace in Waterdown were nominated as pandemic heroes by Reverend Sue Ann Ward at Grace Anglican Church. Reverend Ward said these volunteers are pandemic heroes because they've gone above and beyond to ensure that those impacted by the pandemic receive the support and nourishment they need. Billy Green School Principal Megan Wilson nominated the Food for Kids Hamilton program. She says Food for Kids has made weekly deliveries to their school and other schools across the city to ensure that needy students don't go hungry. 12 women at St. James United Church stepped up during the pandemic to make masks. To date, they've made over 4,000 masks. The proceeds are going to charities in the community. For those reasons, the St. James mask makers have been nominated as pandemic heroes. Javid Mirza was nominated as a pandemic hero for the care and compassion that he has shown people during the pandemic. He's been a calm presence during a time of chaos. Mr. Mirza provided emotional support to those who lost loved ones. He reached out to the elderly and vulnerable to ensure they were safe, and he supported Muslim youth in the Share the Care program, which delivered hot meals to the homeless. Javid, congratulations on a very well-deserved award. I know you've been instrumental in helping people at the mosque within the community for the past 12 months. What were some of the challenges that you and the members faced over this COVID experience?
Well, this challenge is one of the challenges that I don't think I've ever seen in my entire life. I've been involved with our mosque and our community for the last maybe 40 years. But this time around, you don't realize how important our religious place is for people. When the first shutdown came, the mosque was shut down. Nobody was able to, beyond the average, we have about 10,000 people that come through the mosque weekly. And we were not able to have anybody in the mosque. And that was really, really tough. Then we had to go run around, try to find hand sanitizers, PPE, all this other stuff. Finally, we were able to get all those things, and thank God that Premier Ford had allowed us to open up. I was amazed to look at people when they walked in. People were like, especially some of the seniors were crying actually walking into the mosque. They hadn't seen it for like almost 3-4 months. It was a little bit challenging in the beginning to make sure that people, use their hand sanitizer. So we had all kinds of hand sanitizers and the face mask, and we had to set up the whole mosque in a certain way. I mean, we're just sort of a little bit lucky that our mosque is really big. So we were able to, even at 30% capacity, we were able to put like 600 people per sitting.
Javid, what would you say is the lesson that you and perhaps others in the community have learned because of COVID?
Don't take anything for granted, because you don't know what's going to happen next. We used to have Quran studies, like Bible studies, Christian folks have. We have Quran studies twice a week, all gone. So we used to have 500-600 kids that used to come to the mosque regularly, 2-3 times a week. All the events, all the programs were canceled completely. Now we're doing some of the stuff on Zoom. I learned about Zoom now, which I had no idea what Zoom was all about. But I have done so much work, and also in regards to the community stuff that I do on Zoom, just like the way I am now. So I guess, through the pandemic, I learned what Zoom is all about.
It's helped all of us, but wise words, don't take anything for granted. Javid, thank you. And again, congratulations, well deserved.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Take care.
Well, fortunately, we had a wonderful winter for snow on the golf courses. So I skied lots on the golf courses and any paths and anywhere I could find. Just do everything you can outdoors. Mask if you have to go close to people, always keep the mask handy. And just get on with life. Don't let the thing defeat you or you'll go mental.
The special education staff and principal at Mount Albion Elementary School came into the classroom every day to ensure that their most vulnerable students could continue to learn. Teachers, Casey Duffy and James Axiak, and educational assistants, Samantha Haynes, Georgina Lottridge, Amy Toohey, Heather Veach, and Heather Campbell's primary concerns were that their autistic and developmentally delayed students were protected. Principal Angela Giardino spent many hours organizing classrooms, learning protocols, and gathering PPE to ensure her students and staff were safe. Michelle Grimmer nominated the staff at Village Manor Retirement Home in Waterdown. They've worked long hours, sacrificed time with their families in an effort to keep the residents safe. Every staff member at Village Manor is a true pandemic hero. Rebecca Fernier has given more of herself than anyone could be expected to give for a job. Rebecca is the care coordinator at St. Elizabeth Retirement Residence. She moved into the home for months and sacrificed time with her 2 children in an effort to keep everyone safe. Rebecca has been a leader throughout the pandemic. She's been a solid role model, provided hands-on support, and has given generously of her time to help others. Rebecca has shown what pandemic heroes truly look like.
I needed to be here. I was working really long hours. So I think that's where the decision came to stay on site and be there for my team, the nurses and the PSWs. You know, it was it's a really challenging time. So I wanted to support them and encourage them. And I didn't want to risk my family coming back and forth.
I'm almost done with my PSW certification. I have been studying and working at the same time. So that was really hard for me. Every day I just work trying to provide the best care.
Kevin Keaty is a dedicated volunteer at Glanbrook Community Services. For nearly a decade, Kevin has been there, delivering meals twice weekly to GCS clients. Many are isolated and look forward to Kevin's visits. No job is too big nor too small for Kevin. And for these reasons, Kevin Keaty is a true pandemic hero. Jim Nickel is a hero in his community at the Villages of Glancaster. He was nominated by the board for his efforts to urge the community to follow COVID protocols and to stay safe. Paul Johnson, Director of Operations at the City of Hamilton, was nominated by a number of city councilors. Paul has been a leader throughout the pandemic, a calm voice guiding the city through very turbulent times. Paul Johnson is a true pandemic hero.
Hi everyone, a big shout out to everybody who's participating today and being honored. I do want to say a big thank you to all of our Hamilton Public Health Services employees, those of you who have worked with us for a long time, those of you who joined us this year, and our city colleagues who have been redeployed to work with us. You have been working tirelessly this past year, and especially during this COVID-19 vaccination program rollout. You've shown incredible resilience and agility when you've been planning and implementing this very important campaign. And it makes me incredibly proud to watch everyone work as a team to roll out the vaccine across our city, especially during a time when you're both personally and professionally exhausted. You are making a tremendous difference in our community, and I cannot commend and thank you enough.
Yeah, for me, some of the challenges were just the isolation and, whether it was work or with friends, technology kind of filled a gap in allowing us to see people, but it's still not the same experience as, face-to-face chatting, getting to know people. I actually changed jobs during the pandemic, so it's been hard to get to know people as much because all of my interaction for the most part is on a screen with somebody, and you don't get the same experience in getting to know them, and just really missing the difference in sitting across the table from somebody and having that human connection.
And again, as a parent, I felt guilty that, there's nothing they could do. Like, hockey's canceled, everything's canceled essentially. And again, trying to explain it to the children, or for, again, the benefit of this all, which is, if you could call it beneficial, is the closeness of a family. Like, I think that's, if you're looking at a silver lining, getting to know your family in a way that you probably would have never had before.
For many of us, our pets are our pandemic heroes. They've been a source of comfort, joy, and friendship throughout the past 12 months.
We've seen and heard many stories about people either adopting animals or really relying on their pets to help them get through the pandemic period.
Absolutely. Pets give us a sense of purpose. They give us a reason to stay on a schedule, to get up in the morning. It's not just about us. Anybody who's worked with an animal, the animals don't understand Monday to Friday and Saturday. On Saturday morning, you're still getting up at that same time, with a routine, getting up to feed them, to walk them, to get them out in the yard playing. So They absolutely give people a sense of purpose, their companionship. If you live alone, you're having conversations with that pet in the household. It also, is getting us out and getting us active.
What a shot at car. I'm assuming your puppy helped you through the pandemic.
Absolutely, she's been fantastic.
What kind of a role did she play?
Just give us an excuse or reason to be outside as much as anything. So a lot of exercise, getting out of the house, a little bit of a distraction. So she's been a really good addition to our family.
Would you say she's your hero for the pandemic?
Oh, absolutely.
To all of the pandemic heroes that we recognize tonight, thank you for all of the work that you've done, keeping our community and our people safe. And remember, we're not out of the woods yet, but we're almost there. Practice health and safety protocols, everyone. Stay safe. We'll get through this together.